Good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning, Mrs. Stewart.
Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, boys and girls. I'm so glad you came to school. Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, Mrs. Stewart.
Good morning, Mrs. Stewart. I'm so glad you came to school. Good morning, Mrs. Stewart.
Good morning. Let's turn and face our friends and sing good morning to them. Good morning to our friends. Good morning to our friends. I'm so glad you came to school. Good morning to our friends. Nice job. You may be seated. Well, today I want to talk to you about a fun paper that we're going to do. Do you see this paper right here? This is a paper that's going to be about Abraham Lincoln. Now, Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president of the United States of America. That's right. And you say, but there's no eyes and there's nothing there. Well, this is called a silhouette. Say that with me.
Silhouette.
A silhouette. A silhouette is a very neat picture that could be taken of you or made of you. What people do is you take like a light, and if you turn sideways and you would shine a light, if they shined a light on Mrs. Stewart and there was a piece of paper right here, the shadow would show up of my face, just the shadow, the outline of my face, and then we could draw my face or we could draw your face. So that's what this is. This is an outline of Abraham Lincoln, of President Lincoln. So we're going to make a picture of him. Now, since it's a silhouette and it's a shadow, usually what color is a shadow?
Yellow.
Not yellow. It's black. A shadow is black or like a gray color. So we're going to use our black crayon because that's usually when people make silhouettes, they usually do it with black material when they do it. Sometimes they do it in paint. Sometimes they use paper to do it. You could do it with paper. You can make them in all different ways to do it. But today we're going to do it with our crayon, and we're going to color it with our black crayon. This is the shape of what President Lincoln's face looked like. Let's see this part right here. That's his little whiskers right here. He had a beard. Do you know why he had a beard? Because a little girl one time decided she was going to write Abraham Lincoln, "Dear Mr. President," and she said, "I think you should try wearing a beard." And you know what? Because President Lincoln was such a nice guy, he thought, that's a good idea. And so he decided to grow a beard. And from there on out, he always had a beard until he died. Isn't that neat? He was such a nice man. He was very nice. Abraham Lincoln, when he was a little boy, he taught himself how to read and how to write. He was very smart. He wanted to learn all kinds of things. So he did. He learned all kinds of things. And you know what his favorite book to read was? Can you guess?
The Bible.
It was the Bible. Now, President Lincoln, I love to read about him. I've read lots and lots of things about President Lincoln. And do you know, lots of things that I've read about him is that he had a couch. And when he would just like to just come home and lay down on his couch, he was a very tall man. He had really long arms and really long legs. And he would just lay down on his couch. And sometimes when he would be feeling sad or worried about something, or just in his everyday life, because we should read the Bible every day, right next to his couch was a little table. And every day, right there was his Bible. He kept his Bible right there, and he would open up the Bible and would read the Bible. So whenever he was worried, whenever he wanted to read the Bible, it was right there he could read the Bible. And it would make him happy. It would give him the joy of Jesus to read the Bible. He loved God and he loved the Bible. And you know what? He loved our country too. In fact, President Abraham Lincoln, he helped when our country was divided. He helped to bring our country together. So we're going to make this picture today. We're going to color it. So class, stand. Turn your chair into the table. Boys and girls watching, you go ahead and prepare as well. And I'm going to tell you some more things about Abraham Lincoln as you're getting your things ready. Go ahead and take out your paper and your crayons. Now, Abraham Lincoln, he had a nickname. Now, do you know what a nickname is?
No.
Carter, what's a nickname? Do you know what it is? It's when somebody calls you a different name than your regular name. Your name is Carter, but does mommy or daddy call you a different name sometimes? No? Angelina, does daddy or mommy call you a different name sometimes? What do they call you?
Angie the ballerina.
Angie the ballerina. So that could be a nickname. Cyrus, do you have a nickname mommy or daddy call you sometimes? What do they call you?
Clark.
Clark. They call you Clark. Oh, that's fine. Cyrus, is that your middle name? No, that's just a name they like to call you sometimes? Wow, that's really cool. Well, when I was a little girl, Mrs. Stewart used to have really curly hair. It was really curly and it was really long. And so my daddy used to call me Curly Girl. That was what my name was. Instead of calling me by my name, they would call me Curly Girl. So that was my name. And sometimes even when I got big and I got married and my daddy would call me on the phone, he would say, "How's my Curly Girl today?" Even when I didn't wear my hair curly anymore, he would call me that. So those are nicknames that mommies and daddies sometimes do. They give you a nickname. So guess what? Abraham Lincoln, he had a nickname too. His nickname was Honest Abe. Say that with me.
Honest Abe.
Honest Abe, because he liked to tell the truth. He knew it was important to be honest. And you know what? He didn't know that he was going to grow up to be the president. He just wanted to always do what was right. He wanted to always tell the truth and do his best. And because of that, God used him to be the president of the United States. See, when you work hard and do your best, you could do a big job like that. So let's look at our silhouette. I told you we're going to use our black crayon for that. First of all, watch Mrs. Stewart. I'm going to do this to my paper first. I am going to color all the way around on the edges first. You see how I'm going around on the edges? This is going to help us for when we color the whole thing black. See how I'm going around on the edges? I'm going around on the curves. Going around his nose and his mouth. I'm going down here on his whiskers, his fuzzy little whiskers. And then I'm going to come down here. See how I did that? I'm coloring kind of thick right here. This is going to help us for when we go to color inside to help us not come out of the lines. So this is what I want you to do with your black crayon. Black crayon, check. Daddy says. Mommy says. And the baby say, let's go around the edges of Honest Abe. Let's go around the edges first. So start at the top and do what I did. Go all the way around. I'm going to keep going on my paper. So I'm down here, but you start at the top. Just go along the edges, just like this. Keep your black crayon in your hand. When you come all the way back to the top again, don't let go. Just go around the edges. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do. This is going to help us for when we color inside to not come out of the lines. Because a silhouette, we don't want to scribble our silhouette. We want to stay inside of the lines. A silhouette is a shadow of our face. And in this picture, it's a picture of who?
Abraham Lincoln.
And who was Abraham Lincoln?
President.
The president of the United States of America. And he was the 16th president. What president was he?
16.
The 16th president. And what was his nickname? I just told you.
Honest Abe.
Honest Abe. Good job. All right, let's look at our paper. This is what I'm going to do now. Now that we've made our edges to help us not to come out of our paper, out of the sides, watch Mrs. Stewart. Now I'm going to take my crayon, and I'm not scribbling, so you shouldn't even be able to hear my crayon because I'm doing such a nice job. This is going to help me not to come out of the edges. And since we did the edges already, and I'm going to color back and forth, left to right, all the way down to the bottom. Go ahead and start. Start at the top and color all the way down. Go from left to right. We're not scribbling. We're doing a very good job. Honest Abe, he worked so hard. He always did his best so that he one day became the president. He worked so hard. And then we have our silhouette. of Abraham Lincoln. Boys and girls watching, you keep working hard on your paper, finishing your silhouette of our 16th President, Abraham Lincoln.